It's 8:09 now and 37 degrees. Good morning to you. Happy April Fool's Day. I hope you don't, get caught in anything awful. But I also have to say good morning and welcome to my guests in the studio. Reheart Rabbit Rescue is here for their annual trip to Wall Radio to talk about rabbits and what not to do for Easter. Is that right? Can everybody say hello?
Hi.
Hello.
Doreen here.
Hello. I'm Karen.
Okay. Karen.
Doreen.
And Gwen. Okay. So, and they brought another guest whose name is Bronx. Bronx is a bunny. And he's beautiful. He's like, I don't know. I have a cat that's colored like that, like white with this gray stripy thing. He's beautiful. He's in a basket on the table, nibbling on some romaine lettuce right now. And I hear that, well, all right, let's start with the reason that you guys come in every year. You really, really want people to know, don't get a bunny for the kids, for a live bunny for Easter. Bad idea, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, some of them must work out okay, maybe 20%, but I think that's a high number. Probably maybe 10% of bunnies for Easter actually work out. Most of them, it's estimated, die before they make 1 year, or they just, well, I'll tell you the tale of Bronx.
Or they don't work out for whatever reason, yeah.
Rabbits are work, and people don't realize that. I think they're an easy little, I'm going to hold them like a little teddy bear, and that's not how it really works for a real bunny. So they get tired of the cleaning, and maybe the rabbit isn't spayed or neutered, and they're spraying pee at you now.
Oh.
And so things happen that they're not ready for, and then they end up surrendering them or letting them loose in the woods because they just don't want to take care of them anymore.
But domestic rabbits can't live in the woods like the wild ones do. They won't survive, right?
Well, yes, there's a lot. Most of them get eaten, of course, by another animal, but there's a lot of things that could go wrong, and it's just not right. They're not wild rabbits.
They're not wild rabbits. They're not equipped to survive in the wild. But if somebody, like, there's somebody selling them, right? Because people find them and they still buy them and they still give them at Easter time. And what can you say to the people that are selling them? They have to be private individuals. They're not sold at pet stores or anything.
I'll take this one.
Okay.
There's a misconception that a rabbit is a baby rabbit. So all these, when you look at bunnies and the videos you see about people holding up a bunny and it's so sweet and it's so cute and they're cuddling it, it's not a bunny. That's a baby. Very rarely do you see, look how cute it is, adult rabbit being portrayed.
They grow big.
They can, or there's a lot of small breeds, but the rabbits that people think are so cute they're babies. They haven't grown into rabbits yet. So this is the fundamental problem. People are like fantasizing like, oh, I want that. And that's not the reality of what you're going to get. You're going to get that for a few weeks, a few months, and then it's going to, hit sexual maturity and it's going to be a horror show unless you get the rabbit spayed or neutered, treat it properly, put it in a proper environment. Don't keep it in a cage, an exercise pen at the bare minimum. It's going to chew your house down. You got a bunny proof.
Yes, I remember the first time you came in to see Wall Radio and you brought a rabbit with you and you said, oh, just, be careful because he likes to chew on wires. Well, our studio, you don't really realize it, but if you look under the desk here, our studio is nothing but wires, and they love to nibble on them, which that can electrocute them, and it can, do bad things to your wires, and, there goes your internet, and yeah. So you love rabbits, though. You formed a rabbit rescue, and you help find new homes for them, right? So what did it for you that you kept at this?
Karen's good at that one.
Karen's good at that one? Karen, tell us.
Well,
you got to talk
you
more
have
into
to
the
have
mic.
a passion for something like this, an endeavor that you just whatever it is you just want to do.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how I found it. You know, this is my joy. This is my passion. People are like, oh, you go to a rescue, oh, it must be so much fun. You sit and play with all those bunnies. Not really.
No, it's
there
work.
Every day. I clean all the litter boxes. We vacuum. We mop the floor. We feed them every day. You know, yeah, it's work, but it's also, for me, it's joy.
Yeah.
Because I'm retired and this is what I do.
Yeah.
And I help the girls and I help them to keep them clean. And that's a huge part of owning a rabbit, is to keep the environment clean. And like you said, away from the wires. So you need to, if you're going to adopt a rabbit, you need to put up something with the wires. Put the wires up, or put plexiglass around the wires, or make sure that they're nowhere near the wires, or any kind of wood. My bunny decided to eat the brand new wood that I have in my house. That's not nice, but
Yeah.
they want to chew, so they need chew toys. And
They
that's an
need to
expense.
chew to keep their teeth
down.
filed down, right? And they need hay.
A lot of hay. That is what, 90% of their diet is hay?
So they don't eat carrots.
No, that's like candy for us. So
Yeah.
if, we love candy because it's sweet,
Yeah.
so do they. So you don't want to give them too many carrots or any kind of sweet things because it hurts their stomach like it would us. So that's how you have to monitor the food also. What would you give yourself? Would you eat candy all day long? Maybe, but it's not a good thing.
That's right.
It really messes with their belly. So
Okay.
It's really the best just to stay away from it.
Okay.
If they never have it, they don't miss it.
That's true. If they never have it, they won't miss it. So they don't eat carrots, and they
Well,
they want to
will
be
eat
cuddled?
carrots, but they shouldn't.
So I'll tell you, back to your original question, why do we like rabbits? I personally like rabbits because they don't make noise. I'm very sensitive to noise. Even a cat's meow is a little disruptive to me. Now we have a tremendous amount of guinea pigs, which actually I want to mention the guinea pigs.
Oh, you're expanding.
Oh, they chirp like, it's like, it's so loud. And forget about dogs. So that's what I love about rabbits. No noise. And of course,
They don't make any sounds at all?
you don't want to hear
They can.
Oh, well,
If
in
you're
distress.
It's not a good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't want to hear a rabbit make a noise because it's
Okay.
not a good thing. Sometimes they'll go, they'll grunt, but most people are so, it's such a subtle communication that to pick it up, most people miss it. So they make noise, but it's almost imperceptible. I'm also, vegetarian, so I love that I can just share my food with the bunny. I like to pick them up. The more you pick up a rabbit, the more that they will get used to being picked up. Like Doreen always says, the more you put into a rabbit, the more you get out of a rabbit. I love bringing a rabbit everywhere with me. I bring it in the car. I put the halter on it. People are shocked when I bring a rabbit around. It's like they hit lotto. They tell me over and over, oh my God, you just made my day, or I have a rabbit too. Like, you can't believe the amount of people who actually own rabbits. You wouldn't know until I bring my rabbit around. But that's what I personally love about rabbits.
But it's still a bad idea to get a rabbit as a pet for children.
Well,
For
Easter.
For Easter.
As a spontaneous, if you're going to be spontaneous, we don't recommend it. You need to do your research.
So
A rabbit can be a great pet.
sure.
But as a parent to young children, don't expect the young kids to take care of them. You're
Yeah.
going to be the caretaker.
Okay.
And it's not their time to learn responsibility with a living creature. You have to be there to do it with them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So you have a rabbit rescue where people have surrendered their pets because they discovered it didn't work out or whatever. How many are you caring for right now?
Well, we never count, very rarely. So what do we average? Probably 50, 60? But
Wow.
we have guinea pigs.
And now, so you also have guinea pigs. How did that happen?
Well, we've always, a few years after our inception which was 2014, we started taking in guinea pigs because it's the same story with rabbits. There's just so many. Nobody wants them. They're billed as a starter pet, which is the furthest thing from a starter pet. Guinea pigs are actually very difficult to care for. I personally find they're very messy, a tremendous amount of time to clean up after. And the pet stores will tell you, oh, get kid a starter pet, and they put in this, little cage, and a lot of people.
That's just cruel to the animal, isn't it?
It is, and the bunny mills, the guinea pig mills, they just keep breeding them, and the pet stores just keep selling them. Like, it's $50 to buy a guinea pig. You can come to us for a few more dollars. You get it vet checked, spayed and neutered. And we just would love to put this out there. We have over, we have over 20 right now. Mm-hmm. We may even have 25 guinea pigs right now. We've had to turn away guinea pig surrenders this week. And the thing with guinea pig surrenders is when people let them go in the woods, you don't see them. Like, bunnies stick around a while, and they're noticeable. Guinea pigs, they're like gone pretty quick.
Well, there are coyotes around here that would
everywhere.
Yeah.
Everything eats them. Hawks, birds.
Everything eats them. Oh.
But just like with rabbits, it's the same thing. They need hay. They can actually have more sweet stuff than rabbits can, but they need to be spayed and neutered as well. And if you need resources, you can reach out to us. We are Reheart Rabbit Rescue, but I wanted to mention this. We are changing our name to Reheart Rescue soon. So, we'll still be able to be reached at Reheart Rabbit Rescue, but we're going to have a new name, Reheart Rescue. Look us up on social media. So everybody's got to be spayed and neutered. The guinea pigs, the rabbits, the cats, that's the solution.
Yes. And they've got to be cared for, and they're not just disposable. They're not just temporary things. And when you get bored, you toss them. That's just so wrong. So, yeah.
Always put yourself in their shoes. Would you be happy living?
Do they have shoes? No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Would you be happy in the situation you have your current pet in?
Yes. Yes.
In a cage, it's like you living in your bathroom all the time. You could live, but would you be happy?
Yeah.
So do what's right for your pet.
Do what's right for your pets. Yes. We're going to take a real quick break. We'll be right back to talk more with Reheart Rabbit Rescue, soon to be Reheart, on Wall Radio. It's 8:22 at Wall Radio, 37 degrees. My guests today and I was going to say you were with Reheart Rabbit Rescue, but really you three are Reheart Rabbit Rescue, right? Doreen, Karen, Gwen, you've been here several times, and every time they bring a rabbit. So today it's Bronx, and I understand there is a Bronx Tale, not the movie, but there's a story, and who was going to tell the story?
Okay, so last week, as per usual, we got plenty of surrender inquiries. Can you take my rabbit? Allergies, or I just don't want it anymore. It's messy. I don't want to put any more money into it. I don't want to spay neuter it. I had babies. There's just so many different reasons. I don't even know them all because Doreen doesn't tell me about half of them. But it was a lot last week in particular. And one of them was this person from the Bronx was like, there's a live butcher shop about a block down from me, which, by the way, they're all over New York City. And every morning, 3 times a week, this gentleman works nights. He walks home and sees a stack of caged animals on the sidewalk.
Now, when you say live butcher shop, does that mean that there are live animals and customers choose which one that they're going to have for dinner?
That's exactly what that means.
Oh, my. Okay.
Yeah. So this gentleman walks by a stack of caged animals. Usually they're chickens. And God knows, talk about avian flu and the epidemic we're facing. And here we are with stacks of caged chickens on the sidewalk. We have no idea where they came from, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But there was a stack of chickens, and the bottom cage had rabbits. Apparently there was a hole in the cage, and the rabbits were running out of the hole. There was about 5 of them, and they were skittish. They were scared. So this gentleman was not able to catch them all. He only managed to catch 1. And the others, rabbits, were too scared to come out of the hole, so he felt uncomfortable putting his hand in the hole. He said that was stealing, so he didn't want to steal the rabbits. He ended up catching 1 rabbit. So he called us, and he's like, can you take it? And we're like, well, no. Bring it to the Animal Care and Control Center of New York City. He's like, no, I don't want to take the trip down there. It is a schlep in the Bronx on the subway. So we're like, oh, okay, well, give it hay. And he's like, all right, well, I'm just going to give it to a friend. I know somebody will take it.
Oh, and you know how that's going to work out.
Exactly. So we were like, oh, God. So we happen to have been going to New Jersey the next day because we have a return. Side note, that's another perk of benefiting from a rescue. They will take your animal back when you can't care for it anymore. So this person, coming out of a domestic abuse situation, wanted us to take the rabbit back. So I was driving to New Jersey to take the rabbit back. Anyway, I said, sure, I'll stop off in the Bronx, pick up what we now know as Bronx. So I went to get this rabbit, and we have him right here. He's so friendly.
He really is, yeah. He's very happy in the basket on the tabletop right now.
He's a lop. Everybody loves lops. Looks like a pure breed lop, probably purchased from a pet store or breeder somewhere.
And somebody was willing to sell him for dinner. That's horrible. Yeah. That's horrible.
It happens all the time.
It's a betrayal. It is a betrayal of the highest level. Somebody we're speculating, put an ad because the rescues were full. Or did they even try a rescue? They probably didn't even try it. Free bunny to good home. And just like the pit bull rings, people go around and collect dogs, pit bull puppies. Oh, I'll love it. Same thing. Oh, I'll give it a good home, and into the crate it goes.
Yeah. And that's what happens so often with an unusual pet. And really a rabbit is an unusual pet. And that's why you're saying, please know what you're getting into. Maybe they can come and volunteer with you for a day or two and get to know the rabbits at Reenie's Rabbit Rescue. Mm-hmm. Maybe they could do that. Do you have people do that sometimes?
We would love for people to come and volunteer. So now it is Easter time. We were talking about that theme of, the kids want a bunny. It's so cute in a basket. It goes along with the whole stuffed animal thing. Well, okay. Bring your children to the rescue to have them volunteer. We will train them. We will show them what it's like to own a pet. They could come for a half hour, an hour, 15 minutes, and then they could actually see what it's like to care for that animal, for the
That's
rabbit.
The right way
and that is
to
the
adopt
right
a
way,
pet. Yeah.
Because if they go in not realizing that it is their responsibility to take care of their rabbit, after a week, that's gone. And then the parents get stuck, and then the cycle starts all over again. And then
is that how long it takes? In just a week, people give up?
It could. A week, maybe a month. We'll be generous. We'll say a month to 2 months. They'll come home from school, pet it for a little while, and they're done.
So Gwen came in before we went on the air and showed me something online that you had ordered, an electronic rabbit. If you need a rabbit to give to your kids, a battery-operated one is a great idea.
Yes.
And that one also won't make any noise, and it'll move around a little bit and confuse the cat and confuse the dog, but it's just not a good idea unless you've educated yourself really thoroughly. Don't get a rabbit. And you get so many this time of year surrendered to you, and you're about full up, right?
Surrenders happen all year long. There's so many. It's just unbelievable. It just never ends. Rabbits, there's so many rabbits out there that need help, and we're just too small to help them all.
Where are you located again?
Salisbury Mills.
Salisbury Mills. Okay. So you would love to educate people, and you would love to adopt out the rabbits that you've been taking care of, but it needs to be a really educated decision.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. We have about a minute to go. Any parting words for you?
My big thing is people don't know the proper diet of a rabbit. I know we talked about it already, but I love to stress this. That's my big thing. Rabbits need hay. Most important thing, 80 to 90% hay. And then I'll call it a nice big salad every day of different dark leafy greens. And then the last thing would be a nice, a good quality pellet food, and just a little bit, maybe a quarter of a cup a day, depending on their size, but don't fill up a big dish because you want them to eat the hay. So,
sure.
Hay. Never let them run out of hay.
Never let them run out.
Never let them run out of hay.
Okay.
And spay neuter.
And spay neuter.
Spay and neuter your pets,
Yes.
whether they're conventional cats and dogs or whether they're unusual. Spay and neuter.
And rabbits really aren't that unusual. They are considered an exotic, but they're the third most popular pet in the United States.
Third, cat, dog, rabbit. Okay. Okay. Ferret must be next.
Oh,
I don't know.
Who knows? Okay. And how can people contact you? One more time.
well, they can email, of course. They can call or they can text 845-591-7751.
7751. Reenie's Rabbit
And
Rescue.
I do love questions on care. So those are my favorite phone calls.
Questions. Okay. Thank you so much. Reenie's Rabbit Rescue, soon to be Reheart Rescue. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in today to Wall Radio. Glad to have you here, Gwen, Karen, Doreen, and Bronx. Can't forget Bronx. All right. Thank you very much. It's 8:30 at Wall Radio. Let's get into a Wall News update.
He's eating